Hi Emma, I'm now going to run through about 5 different versions based on C3. If you can try and remember as I'm narrating which version you wish to comment on, move forward with or pick ideas from. We're going to end up on C9. It is not final, it's just for review and for your thoughts. So this is C3, roughly where we left it. I'm not going to dwell on that, and I'm going to go on to C5. C5, I looked at putting some long hanging in the middle here by creating a 45 centimetre bay here. That's one of the standard sizes. Using a standard size has allowed me to put a shoe rack in beneath it, but as you can see there is not a lot of point putting a shoe rack beneath waist height hanging. So I'm going to quickly move on to the next one, which is C6. C6 has the same waist height hanging. It has the baskets moved onto the single assembly rather than having a new assembly slotted in here. The long hanging, I'm just going to quickly, didn't intend to do this but I'm going to do it, demonstrate that long hanging, it could be over there and you could get rid of the waist height hanging as one option of that assembly. I'm now going to undo that, yes, and get out of there. Right, moving quickly on to C6 because we are heading to something a bit more concrete and useful. Now with the long hanging in a 45 bay here, and I'm extending underneath this sort of electrical stuff here with a new track and new assembly there. That allows us to have shoe gliders beneath the long hanging and adjacent to them there. Keeps the baskets here, and as before I'm going to keep moving because there are other things to discuss. We're now on C8. Now I've moved the shoe gliders over here. Now whatever we do from this point on, it doesn't matter whether you have 45 wide shoe gliders or baskets or 60 shoe gliders or baskets. They can go here at 60 or 45, they can go here at 60 or 45, it doesn't matter, it's whatever's going to work for you. So I hope that's clear, but if you just tell me what you would prefer more of, baskets or shoes, I will come up with a plan that delivers that. Now I want to go into some more detail on these two areas here. So I'm going to, actually no I'm not, because I've already recorded this video once and I'm about to make the same mistake. Right, that's C8. We're going on to C9 now, and this is the one that I'm going to show you a 2D drawing and screen grabs of. Now you can see that the previous one had baskets over here. I've now increased the number of baskets over here. Same comments about this area. It can be baskets or shoes here, 60 or 45. It could be baskets or shoes there, 60 or 45. You have to have 160 and 145. Doesn't matter whether they're left or right, and doesn't matter what's in them. Right, so let's get into the detail of this corner here. I'm going to jump into a double section view, so I'm going to get rid of most of the washing machine, and I'm going to get rid of most of the front of the room, and then we can see in fairly clearly. So I'm going to stop, I'm going to just go past the long hanging there because we both know sort of what's happening in that area. Okay, quick, hurry up. Let's go into a solid view now. So we've got this double section view. Now in C8 I had these wire shelves just in this section here. I think I had hanging or shoes or something there. I like this basket shelf. I think that works well next to the washing machine because you're going to be able to use this is really good for organising cleaning fluids, fabric softeners, that kind of thing, all sorts of. I just know lots of other customers have found that really useful in a utility setting for household cleaners and stuff like that. It means that you can reach in over the top into this corner, and it means that although only the sort of front part of that shelf is easily accessible, I think you're just going to have to get your head around the fact that going into this back corner here, it's good for storage, but you're not going to be able to get to those bits and pieces very quickly and easily. Also, please ignore the fact that this pipe appears to disappear through these shelves. I can accommodate that on the install day. And okay, let's go to the area above. So we've got the heat recovery unit here, and I'm just going to hide that shirt, and yeah, there it goes. Now, similar sort of issues. I'm going to hide that jacket as well. Come on. Right, similar issues here. Again, please ignore the fact that this pipe disappears through these shelves. I know there is a 450 version of that pressed metal shelf that will fit in there. So, it's the same issue. How useful are these shelves? If you're having to reach round past this heat recovery unit, I'm just going to do one more little section there to make that completely clear. Yes, I'll take out the ceiling as well. Okay, so how useful are these little shelves into this area here? That is the 45 centimetre, so you can see that the 45 centimetre version of that should fit, and you gave me that dimension, which was very useful. So this is a 250 millimetre deep pressed metal shelf, and if we, bear with me, if we repeat that shelf down, okay, so I haven't eliminated the smaller shelves, but you can see the 250 millimetre pressed metal shelf. It can actually be mounted both ways up, so at the moment I'm showing it like a tray with a lip, but it's reversible, so you can have it as a flat shelf as well. We can get shelves in there, that's the point I'm making. The question I'm asking is, how useful are you going to find them, given that most of those are going to be very hard to reach into, and they're probably going to cost a couple £100 to get all of that in there. This I'm a bit more convinced about. I think it's more useful, it looks logical, and you're going to be able to sort of slide stuff up and down and along those shelves. So this arrangement here I'm quite liking. This, I can see it being useful up to a point. There's one more thing I'd like to talk about very briefly on C9, and it's this rail here, and I'm going to jump out the section view very quickly to talk about that and go to a transparent view. If we extend this rail all the way along and have it wall mounted at this end, this is going to give you, bear with me, so we're talking about this rail here. It's coming all the way through the Elfa assembly, and it's fitting on to this wall here. I haven't shown the fitting, but I know I can do it. Now that, while that doesn't, this, you won't be able to use that piece of hanging there, but that little piece between there and there, hanging above these shelves, that could be really useful. for drying shirts and stuff if this is in a warm laundry area. Right, this is the end of C9. I'm running out of things to say. I think this is looking pretty good. I think you've got to decide about that area. I think you've got to decide about that area. I think that's a reasonable proposal, and you need to tell me whether you want more shoes or more baskets, and whether you want more baskets on the left or the right. It doesn't matter at all which side is 60, which side is 45, except that if you want more long hanging, I would suggest it's going to compromise or reduce whatever product we have down here. If that's shoes and it's 600 wide, it changes the sort of numbers on the shoe count a little bit. Okay, hope that's helpful.